We all live right here on this incredible planet, and everything we've ever known exists with us. But to truly grasp our place, we need to compare Earth to the incomprehensible vastness of the universe. So let's start our journey by zooming out to our closest neighbor, the Moon. Even though it dominates our night sky, the Moon is actually about 384,400 kilometers away from us on average. That distance is so huge you could actually fit 30 Earths lined up perfectly between here and there. Imagine trying to drive that entire stretch at highway speed. It would take you over 160 non-stop days just to arrive. Yet, despite that incredible gap, 12 brave humans have actually walked on that surface farther than anyone else has ever traveled. When viewed from the lunar surface, our entire home appears as just a small, incredibly fragile marble hanging in the blackness. This separation causes noticeable delays, as a light-speed message takes about 2.5 seconds just to get back to us. Let's push our perspective out much further now, past the Moon and out toward Mars. From the surface of Mars, Earth shrinks down to just a faint, tiny dot in the sky that you can barely make out. On average, the red planet sits about 225 million kilometers away, but that gap swells to over 400 million kilometers when they are on opposite sides of the Sunday. A person standing on Mars would be nearly 1,000 times farther from Earth than the Apollo astronauts ever managed to get. Forget quick chats. Communication now suffers a 20-minute delay each way, making any kind of real-time conversation completely impossible. Past Mars, we reach the current record holder for human engineering, the space probe Voyager 1. Voyager 1 is now out at about 138 astronomical units, which is a staggering 138 times the distance between Earth and the Sunday. At one point, Voyager turned its camera back and took that famous humbling photograph we call the pale blue dot. Every single person, every civilization, every joy and sorrow you've ever known existed only on that minuscule point of light. Even moving at 17 kilometers per second, Voyager still has another 30,000 years before it truly escapes the Sunday's gravitational pull. Once we leave that solar bubble, we have to start measuring in light years, which is how far light travels in a single year, nearly 10 trillion kilometers. Our nearest stellar neighbor, Proxima Centauri, is still a massive 4.24 light-years away from us. If Voyager 1 were pointed toward it, that probe would take over 70,000 years just to get to that next star. Zooming way out now reveals our entire home galaxy, the Milky Way, which spans an astonishing 100,000 light-years across. This relatively small section here is actually the farthest edge reached by any radio signal we have ever sent out. Past that boundary, the immense cosmos is completely silent to our current technology. Our single galaxy holds over 100 billion stars and likely hundreds of billions of planets. But that's just a tiny speck of what's actually out there. Moving outward, we find the local group, then the massive Virgo supercluster, leading to the Laniakea supercluster, which contains over 100,000 galaxies. Even this tremendous structure is just a tiny fleck within the observable universe, which we currently estimate spans 93 billion light-years. But here is the truly mind-bending realization. The observable universe is strictly limited to what light has had time to reach us. Beyond that horizon could exist far, far more space, perhaps infinitely more than we can ever possibly witness. Due to cosmic expansion, some distant regions are actually moving away from us faster than light, meaning their light will eternally remain out of reach. Current theories suggest the true size of the entire universe could be 150 sextillion times larger than just what we can currently observe. Try to picture the observable universe as just a single light bulb, while the actual universe is something vastly larger, and we are all living completely inside that tiny glowing sphere. In the grand scheme, we are all unimaginably, fundamentally small. But this massive scale is certainly not something we should fear. Instead, it simply means an endless, unexplored universe awaits us, filled with countless discoveries still waiting to happen.